Hello, Karsten. Hello, Karsten. Hello. Sorry. Hello, Karsten. Hello, Karsten. Hello. Okay, sorry about that. Now, where was I? Okay, hello, Karsten. One thing that we often find when we're starting a new language is we're faced with things we have to say in the new language that we don't have to say in our own language. And it seems like we're dealing with something completely new. But that's not always the case. Even if we don't have a specific structure in our language to express a certain idea, we probably already have an intuitive feel of what that means. For example, consider the idea of possession in Gaelic. You may have heard the terms alienable and inalienable possession. These are fancy ways of saying things that can be taken away from you and things that can't be taken away from you. Things that can stop being yours and things that can't stop being yours. There's nothing like this in English. There is no way we can implicitly say in the way that we talk about something that it can be taken away from us, that we can give it away, or that it can't be and we can't. All we can do is explicitly state it. But in Gaelic it's different. In Gaelic we have two things, two mai's. My mother is mo bháthair, my mother. Whereas my pen is peann agam, the pen at me, or even peann a hacam, peann a ha acam, the pen that is at me. See, what they're saying in Gaelic is this pen is currently in my possession, but it might not always be. I could give the pen to somebody else. I could bin the pen when it runs out of ink, and then it won't be my pen anymore. It won't be anybody's pen. It will be rubbish. Why do we have this difference? There is no difference in English. My mother, my pen. But in Gaelic, mo bháthair and peann agam. Now, this is best explained with the help of Vincent van Gogh. What do you know about Vincent van Gogh? He's a painter! Yes, he's a painter. Now, hello. Okay, so yes, Vincent van Gogh is a painter. What else do we know about Vincent van Gogh? He cut his own ear off. Yes, that's true. He cut his own ear off. But I told you earlier, hello. Yes, Vincent van Gogh is a painter who cut his own ear off. He went down the street and he gave that ear to a cleaner who he told to keep it for him. Obviously she didn't. She wrapped it in a rag and binned it. But imagine if she hadn't. Imagine if she had taken his ear and taken it to a taxidermist who put it in a jar of formaldehyde, and she kept his ear on the shelf in the jar, and then she sold his ear at an art auction decades later, and eventually his ear was bought by some rich guy like Charles Saatchi, who kept it in his collection along with his art. That would still be Vincent van Gogh's ear. It would have changed hands at least 2 times. It would have been owned by multiple different people, but it wouldn't be their ear. It would still be his ear. A Chloas. Vincent van Gogh's ear. Chloas, Vincent van Gogh. It wouldn't matter who it's at, whose possession it's in. It's still his ear. It's never anybody else's ear. Now consider this. is malt. Mo falt, malt. It's getting rather long, thanks to COVID and lockdowns and all that. But imagine I meet someone, I fall in love, and I want to give her a memento of me. So I take a little piece of malt and I snip it off and I put it in a locket, or in Gaelic, glasach muinneall. So now I have this glasach muinneall and it has malt inside. And so I give this glasach muinneall to the woman I love. It's now a glasach muinneall eiche. Her locket, literally the locket at her. A glasach muinneall eiche. But inside, it's still malt, my hair. Her locket, my hair. Now we know intrinsically that this hair will never be anyone else's, even if I cut it off. But my pen could become someone else's pen. I say, keep it, I don't need it anymore. It's nearly run out of ink, just use it till it's finished. It's your pen now. But I can't say it's your hair now. I can't say this is your ear, even if I cut it off. And we intrinsically understand that. We already know what these so-called inalienable possessions are. Our parents, we don't give them away. Our body parts, we don't give them away. We don't have a word for it. But just because we don't have a word for it doesn't mean we don't intrinsically understand it. So don't let yourself be confused by the words that are put in front of you or the ideas that we discuss. Just think, I already know this, and trust yourself to understand it. Sin movechse you. Cheery and drasta. Let's have another look at today's new word. Halla. Go away. Halla. Listen again. Hello, Kirsten. Halla. Hello, Kirsten. Halla. Yes, he's a painter. Now, halla. But I told you earlier, halla.